Today's a training day, Officer Hoyt.
It's not what you know, it's what you can prove.
Hey guys, welcome back, and today we're going to be talking about WB's newest release, Training Day, on 4K. But before we do that, if you guys are into 4K reviews, movie reviews, some tech, and some video game stuff along the way, and also tune in for some of our podcasts now, you can find them on all podcast platforms, where we basically talk about physical media, and we do one in-depth movie review where we break down the entire plot and we just talk about the movie, if we liked it, if we loved it, if we hated it. We do all that in our podcast. But if you like all that, please consider checking us out by subscribing. So WB is doing their 100th anniversary special edition 4Ks, and Training Day is the next up on the plate. And you know, this is a fantastic addition to 4K. Training Day is one of my favorite movies ever, actually. I really love Training Day. And, you know, people ask me sometimes what my favorite actor is. I always scratch my head, and I never really have an answer for that. I'm not entirely sure, but as of lately, I think I might have to say Denzel Washington, because he is fucking awesome. And in this movie in particular, Denzel Washington steals the show in every scene he's in. You know, it was him and Ethan Hawke, they co-starred in this. I mean, Ethan Hawke did a fantastic job also, but man, Denzel Washington in this movie, absolutely incredible. I believe he won an Academy Award for this performance, actually.
40 years I've been chasing Sydney. They finally give it to me. What they do? They give it to him the same night.
And it's well-deserved, because if you guys have seen Training Day before, you know what I'm talking about. He's just, oh my god, it's unbelievable. It's a very good performance by Denzel here. So basically, Training Day is Ethan Hawke is graduating up from just a regular city traffic cop to narcotics, where he gets put in the unit of Denzel Washington's character. And now Denzel is kind of showing him the ropes, showing him what's going on, and it's his training day.
Yeah.
So he's showing him all these things, and you know, Ethan Hawke's character, James Hoyt, he's just a clean-cut, straightforward, you know, straight shooter, does everything by the book, and Denzel's character just really opens him up to all the crime and corrupt cops, and you know, just this dirty, gritty, dangerous LA. You love to see it on the screen. It's one of my favorite settings. I love when you get like just down into the streets of LA, and this is one of my favorite types of movies. And I think they captured something really good here. They really nailed, like, this movie was shot beautifully. The scenes where they're just driving around in that really nice Monte Carlo that Denzel Washington characters drives around. He's not in a regular cop car. He's got the switches on it for the air suspension, so it's like a lowrider, and they're just cruising around this Monte Carlo, and they're busting all these drug dealers. They're going out running errands and stuff, and it's just a pretty wild day in the office. It's a normal day for Denzel's character, but Ethan Hawke's James Hoyt, he's like, I feel like this is just not how it is. This is crazy, and he's just not comfortable. He starts to get comfortable in some scenarios, but he just doesn't quite feel 100% comfortable. He doesn't think this is how it should be, and he keeps questioning every step of the way. Denzel makes him smoke pot laced with PCP, and he trips out on that. And now, I've seen this movie a bunch of times, and if you've seen this movie before, you could kind of put the pieces together throughout the entire day, you know, because Denzel's character has been planning this for a while. Without ruining the plot too much, I'm sure you guys have all seen this and just want to know how the 4K is. But for people who have not seen Training Day, without ruining it too much, Denzel Washington's character is a crooked cop.
Everybody's a crooked cop, huh?
Got a plan, and he's executing all the steps, and you can kind of put it all together. If you've never seen the movie before, then it would just, a lot of the stuff would fly over your head, but you'd be like, oh shit, oh yeah, and you would kind of be able to see what was going on. If you've seen the movie before, you could put all the pieces together. And just to circle back to Denzel's character, he just plays this, I wouldn't say over the top, but he's just this really cool veteran narcotics cop that you can tell that he's got a little crooked side to him, but it doesn't show right off the bat, if you've seen the movie before, you can again put the pieces together. But like, he's just this really cool guy, and he's this is the streets, you know, like he's not a regular cop, he's an undercover cop. This is how it is, this is how it's got to be. If you don't do it like this, you're gonna get killed out here, which is not completely wrong, but there's other ways to go about it, and that's how Ethan Hawke's James Hoyt character, that's what he believes. And he doesn't quite like the way Denzel's character is doing things. But the entire movie takes place over the course of one whole day. So it starts in the morning and it ends at night, and it's just one day. It's the training day of Ethan Hawke's character. It is a long day for him. You know, there a lot of events happen, a lot of ups and downs and twists and turns, and a really, really fun ride, and it's an even better watch. This is, again, one of my favorite movies out there. Hands down, this movie is a 10 out of 10 for me. I absolutely love Training Day, and I think you guys would too, because if you have not seen this, you have to see Training Day. And the best way to see Training Day is this 4K, for sure. But let's talk about that. Right off the bat, we have that 100th anniversary tag that Warner Brothers has been putting on all their newest releases of this year, because they are celebrating 100 years. So Training Day being announced on 4K, I was over the moon. Again, I love this movie. Boy, was it worth it. This is a nice piece. So this was the original Blu-ray, and actually, I don't know why it's not open. I must have another one somewhere. I don't understand why I have a sealed copy, because I've watched this movie so many times. But this is the original Blu-ray, and this 4K is quite the upgrade over that Blu-ray, because that Blu-ray is also included in this set here. So now, once you pop this slipcover, this is where things get a little interesting. So you take this slipcover off, and we have a traditional Blu-ray case in here. Now, I know I'm not the only one, because I've seen a lot of other reviewers and a lot of people posting online about this. So this is worldwide, or whatever you want to call it. Everyone's getting this. You can hop on eBay. I'm going to do the same thing. Hop on eBay and order up a replacement case for this, because I don't want to keep it in the Blu-ray thing. It kind of bothers me, and it's really annoying that they did that. But I appreciate the different cover art on there over the traditional artwork. Although I like this one as well. I wish they would have actually kept that one for here and then did the slipcover with a different one. That would have been my preferred way to do it, but that's not what we got. So once you pop this open, we have our Blu-ray disc and our 4K disc. Now, they do have very, very similar artwork on them. However, they are just different colors. So the 4K is the dark blue, where the Blu-ray is the orange. Now, again, the Blu-ray here is the same as the old Blu-ray. They just included in here just in case you didn't have it. So let's talk visual quality. Now, this does not have Dolby Vision. So once I saw it did not have Dolby Vision, I was a little bit worried, because generally when a 4K disc doesn't have Dolby Vision, it doesn't mean it's bad. It's just, in my eyes, it's a negative. I would prefer Dolby Vision on all 4Ks. I think that's the superior HDR. However, in this case, it proved me wrong, because this is a fantastic looking 4K disc. It is a gigantic upgrade over that Blu-ray. And one thing I actually wanted to note, you guys remember HD DVD in those red cases? It was before Blu-ray was the winner. It was HD DVD versus Blu-ray, and obviously Blu-ray won that battle. And I had Training Day on HD DVD, and I remember watching that on there, and I just remember specifically the scenes with the Monte Carlo, the black Monte Carlo, and when they first get in the morning, and it's all wet, and you just see all the water dots on that really, really clean, bright black paint, and you just see all the water specks on there. Wow, in 4K, it just looks unbelievable. Visually, I can't believe that just a standard HDR looked this good, because, again, generally, I think those are the weaker 4K discs. However, I think this scan looks absolutely incredible. Now, there is a difference in color versus the Blu-ray disc. I believe the correct term would be color timing. The Blu-ray disc has it's got like a different tint to it, where it's like more of like a blue tint to it, and it's like a colder color timing, I guess. They warmed it up here, and if you've never seen the movie before, if you haven't seen it in a while, you probably wouldn't notice. But if you watch them back to back, there is a difference. But again, I think the 4K looked absolutely incredible, and I don't miss the old color. It doesn't really matter to me. I think this looked better, actually. But that is just something to note, that if you are a huge fan of this movie and you've watched that Blu-ray a bunch of times, it's gonna look pretty different. But there's a lot of scenes in the dark too, like towards the end of the movie once it's nighttime, or some interior shots. And again, the HDR handled it pretty damn well, I'm not gonna lie. I really would have loved for it to have Dolby Vision, but honestly, this HDR is perfect. That's pretty rare in my opinion. So this visually, I have really nothing to complain about. I think it looked fantastic. It's definitely the best this movie has ever looked, without a doubt. And again, I think this movie was shot beautifully, especially the Monte Carlo, which is in this movie a lot. Just that car looks so good in 4K. That just really shiny, deep, dark black paint on that car, and the gold spoked wheels, and oh my god, just it looked so good. The 4K is fantastic, guys. You gotta get it. It's 100% worth the upgrade. It sucks that you have to pay a few dollars more and buy a black 4K case if it's gonna bother you, because that is pretty annoying to see that. But let's talk audio. On the previous Blu-ray, it was a Dolby Digital 5.1, and they went ahead and they gave us a Dolby Atmos soundtrack on this. And wow, if you thought the visual 4K scan was good, the Dolby Atmos track is even better. This soundtrack there's not a ton of action, but there's a good amount, and there's just a lot of scenes where they're in LA, and they're in like the not so great parts of town where there's just a lot of stuff going on. They're going on the train tracks, there's a lot of sirens going on, and just I was hearing everything come to life through all my speakers, and this is a very, very good Dolby Atmos track. This is definitely the best this movie has ever sounded. That paired with the new 4K scan, this is a no-brainer upgrade. This is the total package right here, guys. If you like Training Day, or if you're just interested in Training Day, or you haven't seen it in a while, or you're watching it for the first time, this is without a doubt the best way to watch this movie and the best way to hear this movie. So overall, this is 100% worth the upgrade. It's just an amazing 4K disc. It looks amazing. It sounds amazing. My only really critique and negative is this stupid Blu-ray case that they included. That really bothers me. Like, I want to give this a perfect score because I absolutely love this movie. It's in my top 10 favorite movies of all time. A really, really good 4K disc. It's just that Blu-ray case on there. It's like, I don't understand why they did this. My only guess could be there was issues getting 4K cases, or they were back ordered, or there's a shortage or something. I have no idea why they would do this, especially on their 100th anniversary runs. So that is a bit of a bummer, but I really want to give this a 10 out of 10 because I think this is just a fantastic release. I would have loved the Dolby Vision, but again, the HDR on here is, I don't really see how the Dolby Vision could have been any better. So again, I guess I'll give this a 9.5 just because of that stupid Blu-ray case, but I can highly recommend picking this up, upgrading your previous Blu-ray, or just picking it up and owning it for the first time, because this is a must-own for any movie collector or just anyone who likes movies in general, because this is a great one. And let's talk down in the comments Denzel Washington, because I've been watching actually a few Denzel Washington movies recently. I watched Unstoppable, the one where he's the train operator. I absolutely love Taking of Pelham 1, 2, 3. I like the original a lot also, but I really like the remake with him and John Travolta. I think I'm gonna go for I'm gonna look at my shelf and see what I'm missing, and I'm gonna probably try to complete my Denzel Washington filmography. And what's your favorite Denzel movie? Because I'd be interested to hear that. And there's ones that I haven't seen out there, like I haven't seen Man on Fire yet. I'm gonna pick that up. And I actually just picked up the Equalizer movies. I hear they're not the greatest, but I like corny action movies, and I'm excited to check those out. So let's talk Denzel down in the comments.
Hey everyone, thanks for sticking around to the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed Matt's review of Training Day. I'm also a pretty big fan of Training Day. It's not my favorite Denzel movie, but it's still a pretty damn good one. But that's not why I'm here. I'm here today to talk to you guys about this week's digital code giveaway. So if you answered one of the two questions in Friday's video, and those two questions are, what is your favorite coming of age movie, and what is your favorite Matthew McConaughey movie? And I was very happy to find out that a lot of our subscribers are also big fans of Interstellar. Interstellar might not be the most flashy Matthew McConaughey performance, but I really do think it's his best performance. I'm a little iffy if that's still my favorite performance, but it's definitely my favorite Matthew McConaughey movie. I love Interstellar. The first time I saw that movie, it blew me away. I broke down crying twice. I actually literally had to go back in and watch that movie again after the first time I saw it. It blew me away. I don't know. I haven't fully committed to saying that it's my favorite Christopher Nolan movie. That's still really up in the air if it's that or Inception. I know it's pretty sacrilege to say that it's not The Dark Knight, but Interstellar is a really special movie. I think it's the 2001 A Space Odyssey of this generation. Is it as good as 2001 A Space Odyssey? Well, that's up for debate. I think one's more enjoyable than the other, but 2001 A Space Odyssey is one of the greatest films ever made, and they did that in the 60s, so it's really hard to compete with that. But enough of me rambling on. We're going to spin this wheel 2 times, and we're going to pick our 2 lucky winners. Okay, time for the first wheel spin. Charlie, congratulations. All right, Charlie, now that you're removed, we're going to spin this again. Lord Raiden. Alright, congratulations Charlie and Lord Raiden. Lord Raiden came really close a couple weeks ago. I think he was like 1 slot away. And Charlie, I'm not too sure. I think you've won one other time, so congratulations to both of you guys. And you guys know how this works. To claim your digital code, all you have to do is reach out to us on Twitter, Instagram, or Facebook. Direct message us there, or you can reach us at our email address, letstalkentmt@gmail.com. Let us know which of the digital codes that you saw on your screen before you today that you would like. As long as the other winner didn't take that digital code, then that digital code is all yours. And for everyone who didn't win this week, we really do appreciate you entering into this week's digital code giveaway. We do this every single week. And this week is no different, so come back to this Friday's video. I'll ask you, or Matt will ask you 2 more questions. All you have to do is answer 1 to enter into the digital code giveaway. And anyway, guys, nothing helps you support this channel more than by liking this video, subscribing to the channel, searching for us on all podcast services, subscribing to us there, giving us a 5-star rating. It really helps Apple to push that podcast so it can rise up the chart. And after you're done doing all that, I want you to go out and grab your Jurassic Park mug, and I want you to tell all your friends about us.